Now that the sequel trilogy is over and The Rise of Skywalker is a thing of the past, a lot of fans have been very curious about the future of the Star Wars franchise and exactly how Disney's new CEO, Bob Chapek, is really going to handle the future of Star Wars on Disney Plus, and of course for theatrical releases. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that if you examine the sequel trilogy, we can see that there's one major problem in these three Star Wars movies, is that there really is a consistency issue. Something that the originals, don't have, and something that the prequel trilogy does not have. They don't have any issues with consistency. In fact, they have consistency from start to finish, and that's what I love so much about the prequels and the original trilogy. Now, looking at the sequel trilogy, of course, a lot of fans look mainly at The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. The Force Awakens, was pretty much an exception because at the time, back in 2015, it really opened the doors to possibilities of what could really happen after Episode 7, right? It left a lot of fans very curious about Episodes 8 and 9 and how the sequel trilogy was really going to wrap up. And we've seen what Colin Trevorrow wanted to do with the Duel of the Fates script, the original version of Episode 9, and how far, it really differed from JJ's version of the movie. So, with that being said, what's really intriguing all has to do with Adam Driver and, of course, creator Rian Johnson. Now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films as well as their new Star Wars universe. Now, it's noted that currently both Disney and Lucasfilm are developing ways to reunite the fans around the world, to create a better future for Star Wars in general, and that the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, is providing a better future for Star Wars as a brand. However, during and after the premiere of The Rise of Skywalker, many interviews were given to the creators and actors of the sequel trilogy, including actor Adam Driver, who plays Kylo Ren in the sequels. When questioned about creator Rian Johnson of The Last Jedi, Adam Driver went on to state that Rian Johnson's decision to kill off Luke Skywalker was actually inspired from a handful of movies that Johnson watched as a child growing up, and that the combination of Luke's death through the Force projection and Kylo and Luke not having a lightsaber duel was inspired from a handful of movies that Rian Johnson studied while he was making his film Brick. Now, Adam Driver went on to explain that the decision to kill off Luke Skywalker was something that Adam Driver had discussed with Johnson, and that Adam explains that he had conversations with Johnson on a death more closer to Obi-Wan Kenobi's in Star Wars A New Hope. However, Adam reveals that Johnson shot down that idea from Adam to have Kylo Ren literally kill Luke Skywalker, as it would have been too violent for the Star Wars fans to see, and that Johnson didn't want to really repeat what J.J. Abrams had already done to Han Solo through Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens. So the thing that really stands out to me the most here is how Adam explains that Luke Skywalker's death in The Last Jedi was all rooted from inspiration from, of course, a handful of movies that Rian Johnson grew up with as a child. Now, this of course really opens up a lot of questions. What are those movies that Rian Johnson studied that led him to being inspired in order to have Luke Skywalker killed off by use of Force projection, and to actually have both Luke and Kylo Ren not have a literal lightsaber duel? That to me is a very interesting thing that I would love to learn in the near future. What movies, Rian Johnson studied. The fact that Adam Driver was able to reveal this not too long ago, and how he talked about Rian Johnson having this idea to kill off Luke Skywalker because of it was based on all these different movies that he grew up with. You can see that a lot of fans have argued about that with The Last Jedi. You can see that there are scenes in this movie that directly copy specific scenes of other franchises out there. We've actually gone over this before in the past. So I wouldn't be too surprised if there are a lot of unknown B movies, perhaps, out there that Rian Johnson watched, where he studied it and he got inspiration to kill off Luke in a way literally like that, not too long ago. And so the thing about this, though, that really stands out to me, though, when we think about it this way, the fact that Adam Driver wanted the character of Kylo Ren to actually kill Luke on the spot, to actually literally kill Luke Skywalker, and Rian Johnson shot this down because he believed that it would be way too violent for Luke Skywalker to be killed that way for the Star Wars fans. See, that to me, I feel like, why would it be so violent if J.J. Abrams already did this, right? Now, yes, Rian Johnson didn't want to do this because J.J. already did that with Han Solo, but the fact that he didn't want to do it because it would be too violent, of killing off Luke Skywalker by the hands of Kylo Ren in a literal sense, it really does tell us that I think Rian Johnson was being way too careful with this movie and way too politically correct on all different levels, right? So, with that being said, guys, let me know what you think about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.